tamers. So there's a new announcement, and it's gonna be a new banner. Basically, it's the one from uh, Digimon Adventure Last Kizuna. So it's Agumon, Bond of Bravery, and Gabumon, Bond of Friendship. So it's an Ultra Digimon, and we're gonna talk about the skills, the stats, and since it's released right now, we're gonna talk about the summon rates and other Digimons that you might get in this banner. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. So it's available today, as I said, and it's gonna be available until November 6th. So yeah, that's a month. And yeah, it just says the what type of Digimon it is, and here there's gonna be bonus in Battle Park as usual for new featured Digimons. And this is an Ultra Digimon. Interesting. So now we're here at Agumon Bond of Brave. So let's look at the skills first. Main skill. At level 1, deals 330% damage to 3 enemies. Ignore enemy block. That's common right now, like I usually say. This is not the first Digimon. And 30% chance to inflict burn. Wait, that's 30%? 30% is really low right now. Weird. But yeah, of course, it's not the only damage. So okay. So basically, it increases while you're leveling up the skill. So at level 10, it's gonna be 50% chance. So it kind of gives a purpose on leveling up the skill, not just increasing the damage, but also increasing the chance to inflict status ailment. In this case, burn. So it's not a so bad skill, but it's not also that good. So let's just check out the other skill, sub-skill. Deals 300% damage at level 1 to 2 enemies. Decrease to enemies' power damage resistance by 40%. And at level 10, it's going to be 60%. So again, there's an increase in effect, not just the damage, when you level up the skill. So I guess this is something that they would do for maybe succeeding new Digimons. I'm not sure. But this is one of the first. So this is great because I think this is the highest power damage resistance reduction at this game so far. Of course, at level 10, 60%. So if you're gonna build a lineup of power Digimon, this is definitely gonna be useful in first clash battle because you can increase your output damage, and maybe even in Battle Park because once you trigger this, you can hit harder. However, the only thing here that makes it ineffective in Battle Park is that it only targets 2 enemies. So that's really low. You can only take advantage of this when probably during late game when there's only 2 opponent Digimons that are left. So yeah, we still have to look at how we're gonna use this, but definitely it's not something that I would be excited about. So for the passive skill, increase all allies' block rate by 40%, 2 turns. So block rate is not that great anymore, and even itself is ignoring enemy block rate. So like I said, there's a lot of Digimons right now that already ignores block rate, so that's not that useful anymore. Moving on to the next skill, allows you to deal 1.35 times the damage to a deaf enemy, permanent. Well, not really a fan of these effects, but it might be useful because basically my point is you're gonna use, well, this Digimon is a brave Digimon. So most of the time you're gonna use this Digimon during Bravery, and as well as your opponents. They're gonna be using deaf Digimons. So the effectivity of this is kind of less, and of course, not all tamers will use a full Brave lineup during those weeks. So might be useful still, but the utility is definitely maximized when you're facing a full deaf lineup, which is really rarely the case during Brave Week. And another is that we just passed through Death Week and now it's Tenacious Week, so we'll have to wait another cycle for this to be really seen on how effective this is. And moving on to the next effect, Nullify Freeze, affecting target effects, targeting oneself. So that's permanent, so yeah, it's okay. I rarely see a freeze effect right now in Battle Park. Usually it's burn, so yeah, might be useful in some other time. And yeah, since it's usually it's basically mad at Deaf Digimon, so it will target Deaf Digimons first, unless there's a Shout Digimon. So stats, let's look at the stats. 8,887 HP. This is actually above average and of course quite common in Ultra Digimons right now. But power, this is definitely one of the highest power that's in global Digimon ReArise. So 6,778 is, I believe, the highest that we have. Of course, it's not the plugins are not yet factored in, but this is the highest in terms of raw power. And defense 3,331. This is not so bad. This is not the highest, but I believe this is will still fall at the top 10 Digimon. So especially considering that this is a brave Digimon, seeing how high the power is, the def is still not bad. Speed is 30. This is even higher than average. I think the highest is 32 raw speed. So we're getting 34 Agumon, Bond of Bravery. So if this is a pull or pass or pull or not, or skip, I'm leaning towards skip. Simply because its effect is not that great anymore. And I don't like the low targets. I'll only get this if I want to maximize the clash battle damage, which is the sub skill. So that's my only, that can be my only reason to get this one if ever I will, or if ever I will use Agumon Bravery, Bond of Bravery. So yeah, let me know in the comments what do you guys think of Agumon Bond of Bravery. So for me, it's pass unless, of course, you're a newbie. So if you're new, you don't have a lot of damagers, you don't have a lot of Ultra Digimons, you don't have a lot of super rare Digimons. This might be a good filler for a while. But of course, if you don't have the anniversary Digimons, I say that you should prioritize those first. So yeah, that took a mouthful, but basically that's it. So let's move on to the next Gabumon, Bond of Friendship. So Gabumon is Ultra Digimon as well, and let's look at the skills first. So the main skill is 400% damage to 2 enemies, ignore enemy block. Again, like I said, it's common nowadays. 30% chance to inflict stun to 2 enemy targets. At level 10, it's 50%. So it's pretty much the same idea with Agumon. So the only difference is that Agumon is burn, this one is stun. And sub skill is 250% damage at level 1 to 3 enemies. Decrease attack damage resistance by 40% at level 1 and 60% at level 10. So like I said, this is pretty much the same as Agumon Bond of Bravery. So if Agumon is useful for power lineups, then Gabumon is definitely useful for tech lineups. If you want to maximize the skills, the damage, also in Clash Battle, in Battle Park, yes, I think this is also usable because unlike Agumon, this one is targeting 3 enemies for the tech damage resistance, the reduction. Agumon only targets 2. So actually, I'd rather prefer this one. The only problem is if you have a good tech lineup. So if you don't have a good tech lineup, then this won't be much utilized as well. So let's look at the stats now. Oh, so I think I skipped the passive skill. So let's look at the passive. Decrease all enemies block rate by 40%. So this counters Agumon because Agumon increase, Gabumon decreases. So if you're facing this one, basically it just counters whatever. So Like I said, block rate is kind of useless right now for me. And also, this is mad at death Digimon, so it has 1.35 times the damage to a death Digimon. And yeah, the thing is, like I said, this one's calm. Probably you're gonna use this during calm week, not in a death week. And probably your opponents have the same idea. So yeah. And yep, basically that's it for the skills. Not so great skills here, but the stats are also similar to Agumon Bond of Bravery. So here it's HP 8887. Like I said, it's average, above average, not the highest, but it's still good. Tech. So this one is good for tech lineups because Agumon is good for power lineups. This one has the highest tech so far, I think. Have to verify that if like the main damagers like Alphamon or Ryuken and the other Digimons has a higher tech than this one. Def is the same, probably around top 10 as well. So like I said in Agumon, and speed is the same. So the big question now is this a pass or pull? So yeah, basically it's not so bad. I'd still say that you can use this if you're a newbie. Let's say you're still completing your lineup, and probably your lineup is composed of the weaker super rares. I'd suggest you get this one. But if, for example, you have Heavy Leomon, you have Bilzamon BM, you have Belphamon RM, and the other Ultra Digimons that are here, then you don't actually need this, really. So, yeah, I would say that you can try to get this one. With that, let's move on to the summon rates. So, I'm not sure. Maybe if you have a couple of rubies to spare, then sure. If you're a fan of the movie, sure. I can't say that for sure because I'm just hearing that it's good, but I haven't seen it because it's not available in my region. Still waiting for that. And yeah. So basically this is the one that we talked about, and we're just gonna check the summon rates. So in terms of summon rates, you can get Ultra Digimons here, just Agumon and Gabumon. So the chances are actually quite high. Because in terms of total summon rates, they are 2%. Usually the featured Digimon we get is around just 1.5%. So I'm not sure if that would be enough to actually make it easier for us to get them, or I don't know, is it just that the numbers will still fail to perform? RNG will still make a fool out of your rubies? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're trying to summon this and you got them with what? How many rubies? One pull or a single pull, or did you do 10 plus 1? How many of single pull or 10 plus 1 did you do? Let me know in the comments. And again, here are the other filler Digimon. So Agumon, Binomio, Tisamon, Grand Kawagamon, High Andromon, Platinum Numemon, and Prince Mamemon. So if you're new, probably you don't have any idea yet if these Digimons are good. Like I said, these are filler Digimons. These are not. This is only good for a while you're completing the story mode. But after a while, if you're gonna be competitive in Battle Park, this won't do. So focus on the better Digimons and stay tuned in Patience to Win for you to be able to know what the best Digimons are up to date. So basically that's it, and I don't have any rubies, so I won't be able to try. And like I said, I don't want to try as well. Basically that's it for now, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.